Sing in me, muse, and through me tell the story of those people, skilled in all ways of contending, the Dragonlords, harried by fate and prophecy. Sing of the cities they saw, of the minds they learned of distant peoples, and weathering many bitter nights and days deep in their hearts, while they fought to save their homes and the lives of all Thyleans. Of these adventurers, muse, most sacred of daughters, tell us in our time, lift the great song again. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Oathsworn here on Neon Lights Roleplay. I am Turk, or Turk Accented if ye befriend, and I am super excited for us all to be back here again, exploring more of Thylea, hanging out with some awesome people who I am very proud and honored to call friends. And we had a real bang of an episode last time, and I'm sure this one is only going to kick further ass. So get it lined up, get ready to get kicked. Let's do it. Do have the honor of being your game runner GM for the evening. I have a lot of great storytellers around our proverbial fire here today. I'm going to give them a chance to introduce themselves, tell people who they are, who they're playing tonight, and how they are currently looking stat-wise in regards to the need for healing after that giant fight with a solar gold dragon. Starting, of course, with the one who kicks off these sorts of things, Conrad Crash.
Hey, I'm Conrad Crash. I play Leo Dracos, the human paladin, Oath of the Dragonlord, and walks the path of the Vanished One. And I was trying to check my stats, and I'm pretty sure I died. And,
Not bad.
Yeah, he's
back alive. That, you bastard.
No, he's not doing good. He's not doing good at all. But
oh god, fuck.
Like, no more monsters, so we'll be fine. But let's pass it on to someone who's doing great, Chrissy.
I'm Chrissy Crits. I am doing great. Playing Defera Adamos, our Medusa Warlock. She's walking the path of the Haunted One. Question mark? She is not doing great. Also. So, there's that to think about. Go ahead, Heck.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. It's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. And as per usual, tonight I am playing Calliope, who is the Siren College of Epic Poetry bard, who I guess has completed walking the path of the Dragon Slayer. I guess that's technically accurate. I don't know how to describe that, but there you go. While she hasn't really taken a lot of damage to her hit point pool, she's taken a lot of emotional damage, and I think that might just incapacitate worse, but we'll see. On over to HP.
You walked the path of the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
I am Last Hit Point Hero, and tonight I'll be playing Thrynos, the Siren Sorcerer, who walks the path of the Demi-Titan. Yeah, I've got some hit points left. Some. Very many. They're there. On to Tony.
Oh, hi. I'm Tony. I'm playing Eliana Legide, the High Elf Prophecy Cleric who walks the path of the Gifted One. I'm actually doing absolutely just fine. I am feeling great. I have so many spell slots. I have so many HPs. I am just fantastic. A little mad that my child was endangered, but we resolved those anger issues at the end of that episode in one way or another. So, with me being the highlight of this entire thing, I'm gonna pass it over to Corndog.
Oh, it's me, Corndog McGraw. I am playing Borghild Hallharn, who's walking the path of the last one. There you go, I did it. I've been worse. We'll say that. I'm probably doing fine. I don't really have spell slots, so I'll just keep punching till I die. Back to you, Turk.
All right. Well, that being said, we last left our heroes in the Garden of Helios, fighting against a self-proclaimed sun god that turned out to indeed be a dragon responsible for the death of Calliope's flock all those years ago. Whether that was a self-fulfilling prophecy that he was trying to avoid, but ultimately caused, well, that's for the storytellers to decide. So, yeah, probably. It's me. I'm the storyteller. That being said, with the massive foe laid at your feet, there is quite a bit of palace to look about, but I will send you all right back into the scene as you have a giant dragon dead under you. Also, all that food is wrecked. So
Can we get a temperature check on how Calliope's holding up?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Helios fell, and was for sure dead, there's that moment of silence. She didn't get to physically see it; she can only hear the dust settle. Once there's been a beat or two of just complete quiet, she just falls to her knees. I mean, she is trying her best to support herself, but she's not doing great. She's not doing great.
Defera is going to walk over and just kind of, with no words, just kind of like hold you in a hug. Even if you are just kind of curled into yourself, she's just going to kind of like wrap her arms around you and sit down next to you and just kind of hold you.
I mean, now that you can see her, like, actually, like, as she was turned away, now that you can see her, she's crying.
Defera take a few beats. She's not going to say anything immediately, just to kind of give you space. And then she's just going to kind of whisper, like, I mean, you did it, you know? I don't know that it felt maybe as good as you wanted it to, but you did it.
I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of being this angry, and I'm so tired of missing them.
Do you think this did it justice? Them?
I don't know. And I think that's the scariest part.
Oh, I mean, I've heard before that sometimes when I'm angry, there's usually something behind it. And I hear you when you say you're afraid of being, like, too angry, maybe? But maybe you just need to be angry.
Look what that almost did.
I mean, it kind of did something good, right? Like, this motherfucker has nobody else to bully around.
Right, but at nearly the cost of losing people I care about again.
Well, here, this is the thing, is that all of us, and she's going to kind of like point to everybody, we often die. Feels kind of par for the course at this point.
That doesn't make it right.
No, yeah, no, I know. But
Like, if I just noticed, I didn't even until he was essentially on top of us.
hey, to not know things, and it's okay to not be perfect, and it's okay to not know all the answers. But this group right here, I don't know if you've caught on yet, but despite how close we get to it, we're kind of indestructible. Or maybe we're just really dumb, and we just run into these things, and we do these things without thinking, and that could be part of it. But I don't know, ultimately, Calliope, it's hard to think about this any other way, but all of that all pent up, it actually helped a lot of people. And it's a really huge bummer that it had to come at the cost of kind of everything that happened to you before it.
Right. I didn't say this before. I think I just had too much to think about and too much going on. But the dreams that I had leading up to this, I don't think they were really affected by anything magical. I truly believe that. But one of them was where I was, seeking some sort of revenge. It felt really good. I, didn't really get a clear view of what was happening until it was too late. But I looked into the water where I was taking the life from something, and it was me. I was looking at myself, and I don't know, does that mean something? I don't know what dreams mean sometimes. I feel like that's important. What if this ends up being my undoing?
I mean, you're talking to somebody who has, unfortunately, somehow messed with fate to some degree, or the fate. So I suppose I can only speak from my experience, but you're the one in control of it now. You've done the hard thing, you've faced the misery, and to be fair, you did it swimmingly compared to most things we've done. And I suppose however you let it take you now is kind of up to you. I think one of the biggest things to remember is that whether you allow it to take you to the dark, or you allow it to recognize how important of a moment this was for so many people, either way, we're not going anywhere. You're literally kind of stuck with us.
It's not the other way around.
No, definitely not. Have you seen how I behave during a combat session? I can't fight for shit, Calliope. I can't. I'm not meant for this life. So really, it's kind of up to everybody else here to make sure I don't die. Kind of. I mean, I can do some things, but realistically, the point of this whole thing is just to say, you're a really important part of this. And we're not going anywhere. And if that means We have to keep fighting old dragons who act weird and have huge egos. We'll keep doing it. The same way we'll keep listening to Threnos have threesomes with a few ogres or minotaurs or whoever, and you'll have to keep doing push-ups for me sometimes in the morning when I can't sleep because I'm just used to it now. You know, there's just a lot of things that we do for each other that sometimes are uncomfortable and weird, but I think that's actually like kind of a family thing.
I think
You hear Thrynos chuckle 2 feet away.
I think Calliope does kind of like one of those like sob laughs and just kind of leans her head more into you.
Thrynos will kneel down on the other side of Calliope and Calliope, we feel big. That is what makes things good and bad so beautiful. These feelings, big ones, they're good. And you're good. You have done good. So whatever big feeling you have in the wake of this, hold on to those things. Hold on to those truths. It's okay to feel big. Because in my mind, and everyone else here, you are huge. And what you have done matches that.
You know, I couldn't have done it without you all. You all are huge too.
I mean, for what it's worth, we did kind of do it without Leo's help, Defier's help. They just kind of... Sorry, bad. I'm gonna go back to drinking. Okay.
No. Yep.
No, I think just Leo just sighs real hard and picks up Nikia.
Oh my god, the baby.
The baby that was in a mouth.
It was really dark in there.
Yeah, but you were very brave. I am so proud of you. And I think I give them a big hug and yeah. Don't go playing in dragon mouths anymore, but
No, I okay. Only for hero stuff.
Yeah, you're a big hero, just like everyone here.
So yeah, you were walked through a palace, but you also see that Helios is looking upward and almost seems to be kind of another pathway off the side where his eyes finally lay. Like you came down the main stairs, but there's like another one that kind of goes out and around.
I'll walk up with the usual spear in one hand, but instead of the shield, it's Cassius. Kind of like the whole when you hold a child and they're like up against your side.
You want to get the way you and Leo handle your dragons is like Leo's got the one wrapped in a blanket pick of the kid, and you're
I see
grabbed by the
Leo
tail.
having it like the front backpack where they're like in like a papoose, whatever it got. But then I'm just like carrying it normal, like an actual child.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, mine's smaller. It's baby.
A child.
walking up towards where Calliope and Defira are. They're right to tell you to, at least at times, give in to your emotions so you don't turn hollow like me. When you set aside all emotions so you don't have to worry, you don't have to feel, you just become empty. It's where you think everything else around you but yourself matters and also doesn't. And with what Defira says, I think it's a mixture of us being both indestructible and a bit stupid. We've done some very questionable things, and we're only halfway there. As well, and she'll kind of she'll cast mass cure wounds. I don't think anyone here is planning to get off that easily.
Yeah, especially if we have another half a journey of stupid things to do, huh?
At least. And as Defira said, you're stuck with us. And I'm making sure of it. As everyone heals for 17.
Well, if I'm stuck with all of y'all, come here. We're doing a group hug. Come here. Get in.
Defera's gonna try to grab a hold of Borghill's ankle. Because we're like sitting down. So I would imagine if there is no attempt at joining the hug, Defera's going to grab for whatever body part is low enough to where she could grab a hold.
Is this going to be like an Achilles thing, or?
Oh my god.
Absolutely never. That's terrifying.
Leave that shit alone. I will join in the hug.
What does that mean?
But yeah, you are left alone in the palace. Garden of Helios.
Is this palace like abject opulence, or?
It looks like it could use a serious touch-up, but certain areas have been restored. Yes, question.
Oh, you can keep talking about it real quick. I'm just,
Okay.
as Borghild, raising my hand.
Okay, yeah. Like, obviously the area you're in is very beautiful, and where, like, natural things kind of definitely feel like they've reclaimed a lot. It's sort of curated here, but as you were walking in, this place looked dilapidated and old, but still once probably very opulent. Kind of likely a Geigen or early settler. It's hard to tell sometimes. But definitely doesn't match the other small huts you saw that the Cyclops here had constructed.
Question, everyone. Are we going to take all the shit we possibly can from here? Because that's
Oh yeah.
what I would like to do.
Thinking of all the things here, what do we do with the Cyclopeans?
Because there's a bunch of them leading us here, right? When we first arrived?
Yeah. But you know the way now. You could, if you want to, you could have like been keeping mental note of where everything is. So
Okay. So we're going to have to avoid them, though.
yeah, or I don't know. You imagine,
Or we
Yeah,
put
what
these
is my fault?
bodies in barrels, and then we won't get caught.
if you want to try and stuff a dragon, a full adult dragon, into
There's got to
one
be
of the
enough barrels here.
Well, you'd have to go
Sure
and
of it.
see what wine they have fermenting. But yeah, as far as you're aware, I mean, anyone nearby might have heard some kerfuffle, but no one was like, "Ah, gods! To me, I'm under attack." You know, they have a really outdated radio system here. They all talk in rock, so they shout really loudly.
I think
We
they can
harvest
just...
dragon parts. Is that ethical in this world?
I mean,
You guys have dragons, but also.
Yeah, I mean, you could if you wanted to. It's just like people have like the Dragonlords kind of. Well, you don't know this, but you can know this as a player, as players at the table. Like Dragonlords had stuff that was made of dragon skulls. Usually, that's like given willingly. But it's I don't think it'd be poo-poo.
It just seems.
Remembering you correctly, but wasn't there something specific about this dragon that was like very special? Or was it just that they were a turd?
Oh, yeah, it was like the skin does something.
Yes, but I don't remember what. I think the skin like makes you live forever? No, that feels
that was the belief that that people thought that if you wore the skin of the sun god, that you grants immortality to anyone who wears it. Sort of like a golden fleece situation, except a bit more scaly.
Corn dog, I think I interrupted you when you said something too. Your turn.
Man, I'm eating French fries now. You can't ask me to do things.
What a mood.
I honestly can't remember. I started tasting honey mustard and every thought left my brain.
What a mood.
I think it sounded like Eliana was walking towards wherever Helios was looking. Right? Is that like
I was
where...
walking towards you guys at first, and then the hug happened.
Well, Tefera will also get up and kind of offer a hand to Calliope to help them get up, and then start wandering in the direction in which Helios's big dumb face is looking.
Yeah.
If you'd like to follow that direction, you absolutely can. No guards are around to stop you, and following along a path, you find what appears to be another door into used to be fairly well lit and opulently adorned. And by opulently adorned, I mean there's gold fucking everywhere here. Treasure room sort of thing that shines extra bright with what seems to be a very concerted effort to always have active sun filling this space with a series of mirrors. So it's really bright and shiny in here.
Is this where I would find my silly thing?
Silly thing? I don't know what you're talking about. But if you'd like, I will say some things are on prominent display. One of which would, of course, be a tower-like object with small, about, yay big, like a lantern, but looks to be a kind of castle turret with a draconic imagery placed all along it.
Yes. That silly thing.
Realized y'all were over here. Let me put you over here. In addition, with counting and capability, or I guess you could consult a ledger of some sorts, with the magic of D&D that everyone gets at first level. There's 40,000 gold pieces here, and there is also a brilliant golden chariot, without horses but adorned with precious jewels. And if anyone wants to make me a religion check, you could do so on that. Eliana, you may be familiar enough with the myth of Helios and Calliope, the myth of the sun god, that he was often portrayed as riding about on a golden chariot drawn by horses of light. You'd guess this is probably that. Additionally, though, Calliope, you see, you're sifting through kind of in the center here and find what appears to be kind of centralized helix of sorts, area where you figured this big dumb dragon was laying down. And its center is an ovoid, seemingly solid chunk of gold.
Like the whole
HP and
thing?
iron.
It looks like, you know, an ovoid sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? A little eggy?
The egg
Ah,
shape.
I see.
Yeah, you know.
It is a breakfast button.
Make a hell of an omelet.
Getting closer, you
Damn,
can
y'all.
see that it is scaled, and putting your hand to it, you do feel a level of heat with a sunbeam seemingly always put down upon this.
And not to get distracted by all the egg gifts that are currently inundating the chat that we have for this game. Yeah, I think Calliope would hesitate for just like, a moment or so. Like, oh my god, do I want to like actually pick up or touch this thing? Then she'll eventually do it.
There is a good amount
Kind of
heat
at
to
a
this,
loss at the
yeah.
moment.
It's hefty, but you can nestle it. That's kind of when, in your exhausted, literally, state, I think just a little strand of a thought worms its way in there. This could potentially be the child of your enemy. You could... I mean, maybe it's not. Could just be something that Helios found. But, I mean, you're responsible for the death of, the very least, its guardian. You've sworn your whole life to destroying dragons, and yet you are potentially connected to this one. Would it be safer to destroy it now and not risk it casting you off and doing harm if it ever were to learn what you did?
Or potentially trying her best to explain the why and not just the what.
I think at this point someone else could probably notice that you are standing there amongst a big pile of gold holding what's clearly an egg-shaped object.
Everything okay, Calliope?
She just kind of gestures to the egg of like, you see what I'm dealing with here, kind of a gesture. I think I'm connected to this one.
Wonder how it got here.
Do you think it was theirs?
I doubt it. He said he was the last of his kind. He feared death.
Said he
so-
was
He's
a
a
god of the
liar.
suns.
Yeah,
At
well,
least.
he's a known liar, I think, as we know. About.
But don't worry, I bet you'll be a great mom.
Unless you don't want it, in which case I can help. We can smash it.
I don't think it's in the best interest just to smash something like this. But
I think that's up to Calliope.
I mean, we are to be essentially the next Dragonlords, right? It was meant to be, right?
in a sense, but you get to choose your own fate. It's not in stone and it's not written for you. The worst part is that you have to write it yourself and deal with the consequences, whatever they may be.
It was one thing to take down Helios, but something just feels too far to try to take out this one, too. We don't even know its name.
Sure, it's really an egg.
Do you want to see it? Holds it out.
I will set Cassius down to hold the egg.
It's an egg. Got that same eggy feel.
Yes, it's
I don't know.
Descriptive words.
The presence of, it's not hollow. It doesn't also have a complete thickness to it that you would think this is just a giant piece of gold or something. It's got that egginess to it. When you shake an egg.
big.
Then in the back of your head, you're, no, don't shake the baby.
We're gonna play kick the baby.
No.
I guess with the fact of feeling my own before caring for it for a while and then comparing it to this, Eliana just kind of has that hopeful thought and hands it back.
I take it. Do I see that on any of Eliana's facial expressions?
Even behind the helmet, I think you kind of catch that, like, a slight smirk of knowing. Doesn't want to fill with false hopes because, damn, that would be the worst fucking thing right now.
Uh-huh.
Regardless of your
Ultimately.
choice, this is your responsibility. And know that we're all here if you need to share that burden.
Yeah, I guess there's only one way to find out, huh?
And I go breach Cassie's fake.
But yeah, also, Eliana, you have the lair of the Dragonlords, which I'm pretty certain you were told is like the last thing you need to do in order to properly kind of found the order, so to speak. That is like
Because I was not paying attention to my entire thing for like 80% of this campaign.
no, you're good.
I don't write things down.
You don't write. You wrote like all of our initial stuff.
And then I got lazy because school absolutely ruined me.
Oh, well. That being said,
That's not a good transition.
no, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to scroll really quick. Yeah. Make sure I got flip to the right section. But yeah, you were tasked with reestablishing the Order of the Dragonlords, and that included,
getting a child, getting a fancy little hat, and getting a fancy.
Yeah, as long as when you bonded to the Crown of the Dragonlords, you also bonded a dragon, and yeah, that is essentially with all of these, you have properly reconstituted the very base layer of what the old order, and have a legitimate claim. It's you could properly go back into Metros and say, y'all ain't Dragonlords, we're Dragonlords. Unless you want. Yeah. So that actually brings up a good point, because you're also going to gain your divine blessing. This is something that comes up with it, as you get the blessing of the Dragonlords. And while mounted on a dragon, you gain that dragon's damage resistance, damage immunity, and senses. Blind sight, dark vision, and passive perception if it's rarer than yours. And if that dragon is an adult or ancient dragon, you can also use its legendary resistance, but counts towards the total number of uses.
On a dragon, as I hold out the child, like it's got like that super long cat meme going. Like, how am I supposed to write this into battle?
In time. You give it time. But that being said, you have all taken a moment, and I assume amongst yourselves and your companions, load up with all the loot you can get, and
Yeah, let's fill that chariot up with stuff and then write it down.
What you could do probably is activate the instant fortress, put everything in there, and then.
How cool would it be to ride that chariot down filled with gold? That'd be super.
You want to try riding the chariot?
Does anyone else want to try driving the chariot?
I feel like you want to so very much that.
I just think it would be a cool way to get shit down.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Very effective. I mean, I guess we have that fortress that I don't really know anything about, but
you want to bring that outside, pulling it out.
Usually, you do want to take it outside.
Mm-hmm.
However,
what happens is that most of it gets loaded into the fortress, and then there's just a small group of us dragging this chariot outside, attempting.
You can wheel it out and just see if you get control of. You know how to work this first, because you have to attune to it. So,
I do not know the command word for the fortress yet. I have to identify it first.
Okay. Well, in that case, you do have enough companions with big brawny muscles to carry stuff in bags. You can absolutely Sinbad Porter these guys. But we are going to see what happens there with this chariot. So, Borghild, you push the chariot out, and hold out your hands. when you tune to something, do you know its command word? Yeah. So I'm assuming you're going through with this. Yeah. Should I just tell you what happens?
I'm gonna try it out.
Holding out both your hands, spectral golden rains form and then head out towards 4 radiant steeds in painful, bright light. The entire chariot begins to shine in a radiant light display. That actually causes anyone who's too close, if anyone was like around, you have to cover your eyes and you feel your skin start to almost burn a little bit. That's going to be 4 damage. Radiant. To anyone who's around, that's not the rider.
So not me.
Not you. You're fine. And yeah, the horses seem to wait for your command.
I am going to introduce myself to all of the horses and just thank them for helping us out today.
They stand and don't do anything, but if you try to step off, they'll decorporalize.
Okay. Well.
So you give it a little...
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
You take
I know
off.
how to drive horses.
And you get pulled forward. This thing's going can go 90 feet around. So you are flying through the sky. But these steeds already are fucking at each other and pulling, and it's difficult even to maintain control. I need you to make an animal handling check.
Okay.
$23. All right, you maintain it for now, but you can easily recognize that this is going to continue to happen. You have to be constantly vigilant when using this chariot.
I shall do my best to stay aware, but I would like to also swing by Fira and just like throw out an arm for her to grab to try to pull her into this while we're going in circles.
As a note, anyone who is not you is getting burned by this thing by being close.
Oh
yeah, I'm struggling. As
you want it?
As you reach your arm out, as she goes to reach her arm and just sizzles a little bit, and you just see her go completely pale, and just turn and vomit everywhere.
Never mind. Sorry. Now we know.
Another. Why don't you make me another animal handling check?
Okay.
As you try this maneuver again.
15.
Okay, you're keeping control for now, but it's tough. If you want, folks can start throwing bags up to you, maybe, and you can try and swoop them around and catch them.
Yeah.
All right. So that can begin happening easily enough, holding it steady while folks chuck things up there to you. Another animal handling check, as you have a bunch of gold loaded up.
25.
Fantastic. So yeah, if you'd all like, you can begin heading back to the ship. One of you at a much greatly expedited rate. And if that's it, there's no one that wants to specifically do anything while you're moving about, you can make me 6 animal handling checks just to cover the distance.
6?
Yeah, it takes a while to fly out of the ship, even if you're going 90 feet. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there you go. So with a lesson of 15, you know where you can stop. You're gonna need to. We stop. You can stop. It's okay.
It was only
you're
one.
You're halfway through when the horses, as you try to get them to go further and faster, they break kind of out of control, and they just start taking you up. Straight up, that you have to actually actively hold on extra hard to the reins.
I'm also trying to make sure I catch some of these bags of gold. So so that way they do not fall out. I will take bodily harm to keep the gold.
All right,
in
you can
this
make me
bucket.
an athletics check. Okay, you can maintain a hold of the gold and the chariot as you're basically bracing yourself here. Though you have some concerns about the feasibility of continuing to fly. You'd have to make another animal handling check to pull these horses in. Otherwise, you're probably 180 feet up right now.
Can I cast
All of
command
you,
instead?
They are technically not like creatures. They are part of the item.
Okay. I cast speak with animals.
They
Does
are
that count?
technically part of the.
No, I want them
thing.
to be Taco Bell too.
Part of the
Okay,
ship,
I'll
part
do
of the
it.
crew.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Here we go.
DC is 15, so you have a pretty good chance. So yeah,
22.
you managed to get control of them, and I'll say you can come to a halt at the top of the climb, knowing you don't want to singe the ship.
Yeah.
And can hop off, and the rest of you will have seen a effectively blistering ball of light briefly pop up over the horizon and then correct itself. I imagine a few expletives shouted.
Yeah, it's like my heart rate is the same as it is when I try to like ride a scooter in downtown. Which, for those of you who don't know, you can sustain a heart rate of 190 beats per minute or faster for at least an hour, and still survive. So,
Not recommended, but like
It's
you can.
highly not
No.
recommended. That is non-conducive to life.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
There's
was
a
in
story
great
that we're
fear.
gonna have to hear later.
I was in great fear the whole time.
Your future cardiologist is like, holy fucking shit. What happened to this?
Yeah, if
heart?
they need to do cardiology studies, just put some people on scooters in downtown. Easy peasy.
Well, that being as it is, it takes you all a little bit longer than Borghild to reach your destination, where all of your goodies are already being loaded up onto the ship. The mighty Ultros awaits, and with everything aboard, I guess the only thing left to decide is where are you all going to go next? Like it can pulse over to constellations.
Yeah, it's like which one was the one that we were thinking about?
Well, I know there was some interest in looking into the fates, though you don't know the location of the fates.
Exactly. Like, I have no idea what constellation that is.
That being said, could one of you does potentially have a way to contact them, given, you know, they're your patron?
Maybe.
I have
Perhaps.
another way that if they don't want to do that,
You're shouting really loud, where the hell do you live? I know you're watching everything.
oh, I'm sorry, I have two ways. I can ask
Where
Kira.
are you?
I'm sorry, you about to dox the fates?
Yeah.
I can cast divination,
Ah, okay.
and we can ask Jod if they know where to go.
Those are options, but you're all loaded up on the ship. You have the locations for the island of the dragon. You know where Charybdis is. You know where Praxis is. So, you know, you can just try and go fight side on right now.
Right square in the mouth. I'm so intrigued because all of these have like some info on them, like when we kind of think about it, where each of them kind of leads you. And I can't for the life of me think of what the ant would do, other than to like a colony.
That's a one. That's a place that you could theoretically
Like,
go.
I don't know what it is. The bottom three are the ones that are really like throwing me for a loop. It's
Mhm.
like the spear, the trickster, and the ant. The trickster's a rose.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's your lack of fascination with the spear that's always interested me.
Because it's too obvious, I can't go for it with that.
Imagine though if it's an island of nothing but spears, as far as the eye can
It'd be
see.
fucking insane, and I'd be hated immediately for using spears.
Or maybe he would be celebrated.
I was just
Maybe
going
they're
to say
into that.
a goddess and celebrated.
On the one hand, riches beyond our wildest belief. On the other hand, painful, agonizing death.
Isn't that the choice for any of these islands, though?
I don't know. I mean, the Golden Heart wasn't bad. It just had a couple of angry cats.
If we want, we could just put this map here on the ground, and we could throw beanbags. Like, wherever they kind of clump up is where we go.
What's a beanbag?
It's a bag filled with beans. Fried beans.
I shouldn't be surprised from what I asked.
Orgild is completely perplexed that you don't know what a beanbag is.
I don't know. What do y'all want to do? Do we attempt to find where the fates are through shenanigans? Or do we just take a wild guess?
I
I
mean,
like the idea of like making educated guesses.
I agree.
So someone should educate because I can't. I have no idea.
You also do have some sources to lean on.
Okay. Oh, Kira.
Kira is here, Pythor are here.
Right.
We are here. That is correct. Good observation skills. Good,
What does it mean to be here?
No, we left that behind. It's just...
I don't know. I bet I can find a turtle really fast if you want to see if I can race him.
Ooh.
Anyway,
No, don't make that face. No, don't. No.
What?
Kira.
You missed.
Can
that
Pythor not beat a
and our-
turtle?
Oh, do you want to? Can I pose a
No.
question to you then?
Please don't.
I assume
That's
Pythor and a turtle are in a foot race, but Pythor can only ever go half the distance that the turtle is currently gone. Will Pythor? Who will win? And will they ever meet?
Maybe if they exchange like contact information, they can meet.
That's the right answer.
This is the silly philosophical question, and it has so many what ifs in it.
I mean, technically, it might be just a measure of mathematics and infinite and the principles of infinity.
I don't do that.
Well, the thing being
Don't
is
worry.
that
You have a lot of other strengths.
It's a
Yeah, I
numbers
know.
approaching zero thing. It's
Yeah.
The limit does not exist.
Kira, what do you happen to know where the fates are?
Oh, I don't think I've ever visited the Fates. I know all the stories of the constellations, but where exactly they lead, I mean, sometimes there's a hint or something. I don't know. Anyone in particular you want me to regale you all with?
Honestly, the ants made me quite curious.
Oh,
Like, who names an interesting constellation as the ant?
oh, that's Titan's Folly. Don't go there.
Is that the island where they basically poisoned 3 titans to death immediately?
No. So if you use your imagination, you can see how it does look like an ant. It's a reminder of the punishment of Thylea, from your vision you all told me about. Remember?
He's the one that's pulling the boat, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what happened. But he apparently made something he shouldn't have.
Oh, that's right. He made a race, didn't he? Strange.
Yep. No, we talked about that with the Sphinx.
Yeah, don't go there. At least that's my advice. Or go there. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a goddess.
Because everyone, of course, is asking the sphere.
Oh, do you want to know about the sphere? Do I have to really twist your arm?
They did.
In the western sky at dusk, you can see the Spear of Sidon. It's reminds me a lot of the tale of Galamus, the soldier who broke his oath to serve the king of Astoria. Galamus was a lazy, brutish coward who preyed upon the weak. Recognizing this, his officers banished him from the army. Bitter and resentful, Galamus prayed to Sidon. If the Lord of Storms would transform him into the greatest warrior in Thylea, he would kill the very king he had vowed to serve. In answer to his prayers, Galamus was transformed into a powerful minotaur. Reckless with power, he rampaged through the king's palace, trampling and killing all who crossed his path. And he stabbed him 1,000 times with their spears until he lay dead. Because of Galamus, people in Astoria and Mitros don't particularly like minotaurs, except for Wolbug, who is a gem. But the fact is, Galamus was a monster long before he was ever transformed.
At first, I thought it was going to be the loser that attacked our boat. Until you talked about the Minotaur part.
Oh! You'll have to be more specific. We got attacked by a lot of losers.
Well, losers of Sidon.
Again, you can have to be a lot more specific. But that being said, that is, that looks pretty far out there, so...
I am curious about the dragon. We have dragons on our mind so much.
I'm pretty sure that's the one that Pythor boned and then left.
That's what I wondered.
If my memory serves me right, because it hasn't lately, so please correct me if I'm wrong.
According to your maps, that is the island of the dragon, and she looks over at Pythor, who is like basically looks like he's going through a war flashback.
Yeah, the floor is very interesting over there.
No, he's
eye
not
contact with anyone.
He's not embarrassed. He genuinely looks harrowed and concerned by this. So, actually not connected to the occupant. Not everything is immediately relevant, but that one actually, it's in the beginning, this land was populated only by the Fey creatures, and with the help of the dragons and the Dragonlords astride their legendary winged mounts, discovered this land, and they pushed back all these creatures into the forests and steppes. It was marked as a tribute to the victories of the Dragonlords and reminders that we're living in Thylea's golden age. Don't you just feel like it? Like we're so blessed? Everything's great right now?
Yep.
That's sarcasm for the one who didn't get the logic stuff before. I got you.
Careful. She writes everything down.
Oh, so that's where I get half of my best material. What? You don't always give me exact things of what happened to you all, so it's helpful to have someone who writes things down. Mind you, I had to decipher whatever your writing system is, but,
Do you go through people's journals when they're asleep?
Only the ones I like.
Insight check. I want to know if she actually likes me.
Oh, you can't go after her, though.
I want to know!
Borgild's got a tally to fill, right?
Tell me!
Oh my god.
29!
She seems like she liked you, but you also think that she's obviously playing with Eliana and being sassy.
Okay.
But you can tell she's telling the truth. Like, she definitely did go through your stuff and learned your language.
Dude, that's wild.
She
I'm
went
gonna
through your
contemplate
burn
ways to throw her over the ship at some point. I'm not going to, but those nice, happy thoughts are like flowing through. Because how dare she touch my ship? I do the raiding and pillaging, not her.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
But yeah, I'm sorry, I can't exactly pinpoint wherever the fates are. I mean, couldn't one of you just ask?
You know, we keep presenting that question. What about the blacksmith? Because I do have a few things that I actually should be looking for and haven't.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, I mean, Dad is always getting his little lists. Okay, so, obviously blacksmith represents Vulcan, god of the forge, professional gift giver, and my dad. You wouldn't guess it, I'm much better looking. Pythor, maybe I'd get. Anyway, a constellation shaped like a hammer, obviously. There's a legend that tells of an old blacksmith who, in his prime, had been a master of his craft. In all his long years, he never found a worthy apprentice, and fearing all his knowledge and expertise would be lost, he prayed to Vulcan for help. The god of the forge took pity on the old man. He takes pity on everybody. It's not particularly special. And in his own forge created a golem, lifeless figure of iron that could follow the old man's every command perfectly. Vulcan then transferred the spirit of the smith into the empty golem and whisked it away to a secret workshop beneath the mountains of Thylea. They say it's still working there somewhere, whistling and hammering away, joyfully crafting tributes to the forge god. His skills untarnished by time. I never asked him about that, but then again, there's gotta be some way he's actively churning out all these gifts. And he did have that big salamander down there.
That I do remember. I don't
Myths and stories
remember
get
seeing
shaken
a
up.
golem.
I mean, there was also clearly an attack by some giant Cerberus thing, and a giant hole. So, what are you gonna do?
While this is all happening, Tefera has patted Kira on the shoulder and whispered quietly, "I'm just gonna sit down for just a second. I'm not feeling so good. And I'll see if they respond." And she has sat down on the ground. You guys are talking, and she has closed her eyes because your girl has like 6 hit points. And she's not feeling so good after being radiantly burned. So she's gonna attempt to get in touch with the Fates.
Hey, you got 17 HP from me.
True.
When?
And then lost 4.
Oh, and then lost 4 more.
And then
Okay.
probably lost another D6 at some point, so...
Correct. Yeah, that's true. I
Surely
still would
for-
only be at like 10.
Purely for bookkeeping reasons, because I just now found my stupid shopping list again.
Mm-hmm.
I collected a whole bunch of scales from that sun dragon.
Yeah, sure.
I helped.
Sounds good. Yeah, what was that full shopping list? Guidance of Gaigan, or an eye. Scales of a full-grown true dragon. Gift of the Titans, and some metals that aren't from here.
What?
Wait a
Where's it
second.
from?
Wait a second.
Hmm?
Hey. I'm not gonna get in the way of the fear, but we'll talk later.
I will note that you see Borghild has Amazonian crafted weapons.
Oh, they're not from where she came from?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Washed up on the shores of Themis. That being said, I believe someone wants to send a message.
Right. I'm going to close my eyes, take a little breather, and attempt to get in touch with the fates.
The sound of the ocean around you fades. And in that enclosed space in your mind, in the darkness, you see 3 eyes open, large, yellow, and slitted. Oh, hello, my little thing. Why are you contacting your granny and her 2 beautiful daughters on such a day when there is so much for you to be celebrating?
Well, we have some questions. We would like to visit. You just gotta tell me where to go.
You want to be visiting your granny? Ah, you must have forgotten last time you were here. Perhaps we knocked it loose with all those snakes. Oh. Don't worry, Granny will fix. Granny will fix. Let us just... And you feel a kind of jerk in the back of your head as the location under, I believe, is the Bard. Yes, you are shown the constellation of the Bard alights. You come and bring all of your friends. We have much to discuss. Yes, good.
Big favor to ask.
Favors do you ask?
Maybe no bargains with any of them.
No, we will chat about what you want when they get here. Your friends are very interesting.
Okay.
We will have much to talk about, won't we, my sweet babies? Oh, yes. And you don't so much hear as feel a cackling as the connection falls, and you are suddenly very aware, once again, all that is around you.
You guys want to see the fates? They are at the Bard. Fair warning. Be mindful of bargaining with them. On that note, though, I'm gonna go pass out. And she just walks away and heads to a bed, a hammock bed somewhere.
Okay.
I like to headcanon that it's specifically Leo subconsciously.
No.
Maybe.
But yeah, you all have a potential heading should you wish to go that way.
I'm very surprised that nobody on deck has said anything about the fact that there's a new egg. But, we're just gonna...
Oh, I'm totally was just like, gotta get the heading here first, but yeah, I mean, if I was at, like, have you just been like holding it like in your arms?
I don't know. Like,
Is
there anywhere like necessarily to put it? Like, I doubt it would fit in like my bag or anything. So
You could use a sort of baby Bjorn situation if you had used a lot of like leather straps or bits and pieces of old armor that were probably around there that just
Okay.
weren't, good enough to actively stay and work with. Strip some skeletons of their leather straps.
yeah.
Brain being like, you find the body of a halfling. Got a weird ring on him. No.
No.
No. But yeah, we can tie it to you, and so I think everyone starts to kind of go back to the business. Wait a second, as Kira's hand just holds out right in front of you. I'm sorry,
Yeah?
did you put on weight recently? I don't mean to be rude, but what in the hells is that?
Emotional weight.
How emotional were you?
Yura, do you know? Are you familiar with what happened at all?
I mean, I'm working on my omnipotence, but no. I chatted with some birds, and they at least said you won, but I was hoping for more of the filler from you all, and of course Borkild's journal.
Way before that. Rewind. Way.
Okay.
Way before that. Before
the Oath
we
of
all.
Peace and how far? Okay, sorry.
Before the Oracle's Chosen all got together.
Okay. No, not really. I mean, somewhat. Again, Versi gave me footnotes.
Well, you've seen a lot of things in your time. Imagine some of the worst wrongs that could have ever been done to you. And
Yeah.
Essentially that was what I thought was the end of that. And now her eyes kind of flicker down to the baby Bjorn egg. It's complicated.
Yeah, that's what trauma does. It makes everything complicated. But, sorry, can I be excited about this? Our permission? Oh, chosen to be excited?
Don't call me that.
Dragonlord?
Oh, that's worse.
Oh, befeathered one?
Let's stop
No?
focusing on
Okay.
titles. You can feel however you want to feel about this, Kira.
I'm sorry! Oh my gosh! Sorry, there, I said it. How to get it out all in one go. And she puts a hand on top of it. Oh. Damn. Oh, there's gonna be so many new dragons. Oh, I'm so excited. Right. If you ever want to talk about that, I'm around. I can pick at the tall one, but I can see things are fresh here, and when you're ready, I've got some particularly good wine that I've sequestered away for myself and whoever else needs it. And you look
That's
like you
good to
might
know.
need it. Yeah.
Maybe after I sleep, maybe a night or two,
Yes,
and
yes.
feel more like myself.
Definitely go sleep. Probably want to avoid blue tieflings, because I feel like that guy just gives you the creeps. Gives me the creeps, and I'm not even the one listening to him talk to you. Technically, I am listening to what he says to you, but that's
good to know. Do you know what happened before this island?
Well, I know he was being really creepy when he gave you that magical item.
So you know.
Yeah, I was listening, because I don't trust him. But I trust all of you, and I trust that he's being kept prisoner here for a purpose. I will say you're doing a really bad job at the whole maintaining prisoner thing by just letting him walk around, but, I mean, hey.
No, I don't quite know what to do with that one either.
Well, I think if we get far enough out at sea, we can find a bit of coral reef, and then just hit. It would fun to be like a group activity.
We'll call that Plan B. How about that?
Okay, plan lowercase a.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go be excited and figure out where all of well, the best place to avoid having to get put on rowing duty is, and yeah. You know, goddess things, and you rest. Rest. Oh my gosh, yeah. Sorry, I just actually looked at you for a second. I just kind of went. In a good way, in a very
It's
concerned
very reassuring,
way.
thank
Yeah.
you.
You know, it was very concerned, so not like a like, you know.
They say the gods are cruel.
Orkhild under her breath goes, I know, I've been saying that.
Well, I mean, not all the gods are cruel, are they?
Oh, no, I meant about Calliope looking like shit.
Oh, that.
Yeah. I did maybe tell Calliope last time she looked like shit. And asked her why. Courtney knows why. Orkhild is like, what the fuck? Why aren't you sleeping? Do you need sex, drugs, rock and roll? Like, what do you need to go to sleep? Why you no sleep?
The classic, I need rock and roll to sleep.
I mean,
Maybe.
you've ever had a summer party with me nearby? It's basically rock and roll. There's eagles that call in the background sometimes.
Ooh.
There's a lot of flutes.
A lot of flutes.
Can confirm.
So yeah, if you want, your ship can begin heading towards the island of the Fates. You can all get a night's rest, and I think there would be a great place to take our first break for the evening. So yeah, everyone, why don't we all be a little bit kind to ourselves here? Give yourself some water, get yourself a snack, you know, have yourself a little bathroom break, whatever you need to do. Hang out with us because we will be back shortly, and we have so much to do. That all being said, thank you for joining us thus far. See you real soon. Michelle, if you could turn my neck a little bit. Getting old. Everybody, welcome back. Oh, what a start. Our brave heroes are currently en route to the Isle of Fates under the constellation of the Bard. One of the ones they didn't hear a story about, or maybe they did actually a while ago, but still. Oh, you know what? You guys super did ask about it. It was just like at the beginning when you're all looking at Kira like, is this star about you?
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
But
no, it wasn't
it's
about
like,
me.
no, it was about a really brilliant bard who had her tongue cut off by Lutheria. That's what the little red dot there in the constellation was. But anyway, you find yourselves with 2 days of travel time by estimates. Probably 2.5, given the rough state of the seas you're initially crossing out of. But yeah, if there's anything anyone would like to do during this time, feel free to do so. I know there was mention of sending in some requests to the Mithril Forge. And having a... Basically, you are given a sort of means of contacting Vulcan and the Mithril Forge before you all set sail, but it's just been this kind of little box thing that you were told that contained the method to contact. Opening that, you watch as within the tiny space begins unfolding several intricate parts and mechanisms that link with each other until they form what appears to be a humanoid figure with kind of a butterfly wings, all clockwork and gears and metal, as you are seeing a Keladone. I can drop a picture to our group for the moment, but I'll get official stats up in a bit. Give me a second. I'm just gonna.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
A metal butterfly guy.
Oh, big.
He's a
I just
big
make
metal
them big to
butterfly
see.
guy.
But yeah, the Keladone looks at you. What is your desire?
Oh, we just thought we could use some of, the things that we've been picking up and get them processed. A little bit more of a useful product.
Please present the order request and ingredients.
Very uncomfortable. Hey, everyone. I'm putting in an order with Vulcan. Is there anything you want in particular?
Does Vulcan know how to fix stim phase from Themis?
Probably, but you already had Oath and Steros working on that for you. And by the time you got back, you probably would have been handed a slightly upgraded little buddy.
Upgraded sweet baby?
Mm-hmm. Aldwin is fully operational and seems like they've kept the cognitive functions similar while improving its interior mechanisms. And you can see from what you could guess is probably Oath's doing, that flight has been boosted by what appear to be tiny little engines.
I'm gonna cry and hug my little robot.
Oh.
Oh, careful now. I mean, improved its stability somewhat, but...
I'm gonna give Oath a forehead kiss.
Oh.
Out of gratitude.
You don't need to do that, though it is greatly appreciated.
Thank you! I'm just gonna go play with Alden.
Mm-hmm.
Go play with my little bird!
Oh.
Just here as you're walking away. See, you don't get forehead kisses because you keep cackling maniacally, Steros. If I did that less, maybe we would have gotten this done sooner.
If I hear that, I'm gonna run back and give Steros a forehead kiss.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. You. Thanks.
I mean, I guess just so that we have it, could you have him make a set of dragon scale mail, and I will turn over some of the dragon scales from the sun dragon, however many are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, probably the winged boots, too, would be good. I mean, I don't need them, but I can think of times when it'd be useful if someone else fly. Kind of however many pairs you can get out of this fleece.
One will expend the whole use.
Alright, I thought there was a whole island of golden sheep somewhere, but
if you guys were like purposely like we won't spend a whole bunch of time, but
no, that's I guess that's it for now then. And I mean, just a note too, and I'll just jot down on a piece of paper, just saying I have more of these scales for my list, but been having trouble with the other stuff. And I'll put on there's a golem on the blacksmith island. that be helpful? Question mark. And send that with the butterfly thing.
Before it will look at the list and requested speed, and you'll note
always
that
fastest and like just shove gold from the dragon's hoard.
Okay, so let's say you got like 2 winged boots. That's going to be 100 gold pieces. You are doing some dragon scale. You had 2 dragon scales.
I mean, probably 2 sets would be good. I don't know who wears medium armor. I can't.
I might be able to, but like I already have adamantine, so I don't know if I want to not.
Say dragon scale will give you of this dragon. It should give you fire resistance. If anybody doesn't have.
Well, I already have fire resistance.
I really like my being able to float armor.
That's good to have.
Mariner's armor, especially when you look at some of the history where Borg comes from.
Well, we'll have him if anybody needs him.
Okay.
Occasional fire resistance is a good thing to just keep in the bag for later. It would have been really useful before we had to kill the dragon that gives us the fire resistance. I guess that's just the way the world works.
Them's the ropes.
Okay. So the fastest they can do it is going to be the Mithril Forge cost, because they'll be paying both the Forge Master and Vulcan to make this a priority. Which is going to be 125 gold pieces a day. Dragon Scale Man alone will take 5 days. Well, it will do 10 with like one person napping. That can cut it in half. I'll say it's going to probably take about 4 days. So 600 plus 400 is 1,000. 1,100 gold pieces for the entirety of that.
Anybody care if we spend
1,000 of your recently gained?
0.1% of what we just grabbed?
Sure.
Do it.
We'll send it just to get the stuff. That'd be good.
Understood. And it kind of collects everything into this into the box that as much as can fit, that seems to fit a lot more than you thought it could. Closes it, kind of attaches it to its back, and rather than like its wings fluttering, it just sort of starts floating, with the wings moving slightly, and it takes off.
All right. Well, there's that at least.
Anyone else doing anything in the meantime?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to talk with Pythor, if anyone else wants to join to hear, if he's willing to share about why he seems so harrowed about the island of the dragon. Why did he look so distressed?
So you'll find him just kind of busy with ship duties. What? Can I help you with something?
Yes. So a little bit ago, when we were talking about like all the places we could go before, Tahira took a seat and then said we were gonna go. Anyways, we were talking about the island of the dragon, and then your face did this. Are you okay, bud?
I'm not very good at hiding that. Isle of the Dragon is home of Hexia. Former lover of mine, shall we say, who's... Let's just say she didn't take our parting very well. She's been how do I... She's had a bad habit of hurting the people I care about to spite me. And anyone who could have theoretically been associated with me could be a target.
You said theoretically.
There's people talking about it. I mean, I don't advertise all my relationships.
Is that something that prevents you from forming relationships with a lot of people?
Oh, no, I have tons of relationships. I mean, how do you think I had all these children?
I mean, technically, you didn't have any of them. That was a lot of work on someone else's part.
Oh,
You just
true,
kind of
true.
and went about it.
I don't just go. That's...
I mean,
I did have to chase you down just to find out if you really were or weren't my dad, just to find out you weren't. Everyone said that you were.
I love all of my children. It's just unfortunate that I lose track of them. There's a lot, and I was in charge of a city, and sometimes you're traveling, and, you know, people come into and out of your life, and sometimes when they leave your life, they're pregnant with your child, and...
Sounds like you come in and out.
Ayo! And I lift a hand up for a high five. No, okay. Sorry.
Just completely still.
Reach up and fist bump your high five.
So, I can't tell if you're angry about that or if you're making a joke about it. In which case, I'm ready to laugh or apologize.
I'm trying to make a joke. It's been brought to my attention recently that, well, my frustration shows more around you. I am sorry.
Don't be. Normally, someone confronts me and says, I think I'm your child, then yeah, usually I own up to that. They can stay in the palace and I connect with them and we hang out, I guess. Best way to put that. When you weren't, I mean, I was confused, and I bet you were a whole bunch of other emotions with everything. I don't blame you. I know what I was. But, I'm trying to be better.
I guess what I'm saying is I guess I never really dealt with feelings of that encounter.
Well,
always just taking them out on you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm the god of strength. Taking on the chin's like 50% of my domain. And if you ever do need to talk about that, I'm around. I wouldn't mind chatting with you. Not father, not son, huh?
Difficult. And I worry. It's hard to spend all my life being told I'm one thing that I'm not. And to find out what I am and what I'm becoming.
I mean, yeah, like, imagine being given all the power to fight back the evils of the world and then being told you have to sit on your hands for 500 years.
Hey, there's only like 43 days left.
Always the bright side with this one. But
that is a good point Orkild brings up. So when the peace breaks, when it ends, Are you ready to fight?
You watch as the question, you can see almost like a shiver run up his spine, and all of his muscles kind of, without him even, as he kind of sends his thoughts to a possibility, just kind of like flex. I have been dying to fight. When I am unleashed, I will do everything I can, but we held them back last time, and they've had 500 years to prepare and to weaken us. And, I mean, we're missing... I don't know exactly what's going to be the deal with my mother, Mitros, seeing as she's not really around. But the rest of us will do what we can. And as the fighter of the group, damn right I'm going to fight. Got 2 3-eyed freaks who need some good punches in the face.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, well... Good. You'll have to be there too.
Oh.
Or better yet, maybe you'll go and beat me to the punch. And, actually sort this all out. Or with peace ends and have a little bit of a warm-up with something else. Maybe you'll have a little spar with that Kraken again. That was fun. But, yeah, sorry. Your question about Hestia. She's not very good, and I mean, I'm of course worried. Anyone connected to me even now, but Hexia has been quieter as of late, I guess. But she's a lot of work, and it's dangerous. So if you're going there and have even, well, me being on the boat, it would probably already be an issue. So I don't think you're talking your way out of that with her.
I think she's definitely a problem that needs addressed down the line.
I mean, if I could put in a request, I'd put it up there on your list of priorities. You can fell one of my foes.
May not be one of your children, but I'd be honored to be part of a group that helps you with that.
He just looks at you like that genuinely touched him. It's that big, wide, stupid grin on his face, and... Right, I should probably get these ropes over there, or something, and, oh, you should check on the, little one.
Going to ask.
Doing fine while you're out there, adventuring. No developments thus far, but hey, everyone goes at their own time.
Essentially, anytime I'm on the boat, I will find and retrieve the egg from the crow's nest, or be there with it.
Hmm? Yeah, he'll lumber off. But yeah, unless there's anything anyone else immediately wants to do otherwise, you'll... Yes, I see a thing.
Okay. It's like, let me just grab my mic in a suggestive way. No, I think, Calliope would see if she could see what Defera's doing. She's just hanging out.
Oh yeah. She's probably laying in a hammock bed somewhere, silently curled up. just being as quiet as possible.
Oh. You know, that's fair. Calliope's still on one level of exhaustion, so we're not even gonna be fully recovered until after tomorrow night. But I don't know, I think if Farah is like just laying in the hammock bed, like there's just kind of like this shot of like, you know, Farah from the side, and it's just Calliope's head just kind of like rising up, like, what you doing?
She's gonna like scoot over to like invite you into the hammock, like to like hang out and lay. Like even if you lay at the other end and she's at the other end, she's like gonna scoot over, just trying to rest. I hate to use the word exhausted because I'm sure it is much worse for you, considering the no sleep. But wow, that one took a lot. I'm tired of almost dying, you know?
It shouldn't be a regular thing, but here we are. You can be exhausted too. We'll be exhausted together. How about that?
She's gonna kind of like undrape her cloak, which was kind of just like shoved over her, and kind of use it as like a blanket. If you've ever shared a blanket at a sleepover, that's kind of like the vibe.
That's the vibe.
And you'll see that like as she kind of like takes the cloak off and like all of her snakes are out, everything about her is just like kind of lower. Like they're not like moving around a ton. They're not like, you know, usually they're pretty animated according to like how she's animated. But she's just pretty quiet right now. That was a lot you went through. How are you feeling?
I'm at least somewhat feeling more like myself again, which is good. A couple days leading up to that, I didn't feel like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to have things invading your dreams, and I don't know, that just feels really invasive. And gross.
I mean, imagine how, you know, everything we went through with Lutheria's dreams, and it's similar, but again, it just wasn't her. I don't know where it came from, but I don't like that. I think that makes it worse that I don't know where it came from. But anyway, did you sleep okay?
I mean, just been resting, not really sleeping. You know, I have just a lot of anxiety going to see the Fates. So, kind of like, you know, my Helios, only, you can't kill them because it's fate. They're not going anywhere.
Never say never, but, you know, that might have a lot more consequences. But, yeah, you know, you said something really pointed yesterday, and I, you know, I couldn't really protest us both needing sleep, so I, you know, just kind of let that sit. But you said don't make deals with them, and then pointed, she points at her hair. Is that what happened?
I wish I had better answers for this. All I know is that I had to have agreed to something. The stipulations of what I've agreed to have been pretty vague. I'm just trying to figure out what really I'm supposed to be doing here. Part of me wonders if it is for good or evil, which is a weird thing to think about. I feel like it's for good. But there's just something sometimes in me that's just a little bit too dark. And I feel like sometimes I just try to stuff that down. And I think it's a little bit more related to the fates than I give them credit for. So, ultimately, you know, I woke up one day and it was like I didn't exist. Nobody remembered me. Nobody remembers my family. They're all gone, or we've killed them, to be fair. We have also done that. And it's kind of like fate's just picking us all off one by one. And I have no real idea what I'm working towards, other than just to keep going. And that's tiring right now.
And kind of a scary way to go if you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. Do you think the fates will, I don't know, tell you?
Maybe. Part of me thinks that there's probably more to it than me just asking. But I suppose we'll find out here in a day or so. All I know is that right now, and it's really weird to say this, but like, I kind of get it when Borghild's like running around yelling about like, why are we doing this? Like, I get it, I understand it, but also, I don't see my part in this the way that, you know, you're like a dragon slayer, and Leo is a dragon rider, and Threnos is the son of a god, and Eliana is very clearly a seer or some sort of oracle themselves to some degree. And I'm just kind of hanging out, almost dying a lot. You're writing an Odyssey about our experiences? Borghild came from, I can only assume, the future and or the past. Some sort of time traveler. And then there's me. Forgotten. Lost. No history, no background. Nothing. And I
But
am
we know
shit
it, but
in battle. I can't even be helpful to you guys most days. I'm barely helpful to myself most days.
But when you are helpful, it saves lives. There was a time in a basement where I almost became a statue of ice, and you stopped that from happening. Is all I'm saying. Listen, I understand it's frustrating. I can't even imagine what it's been like for no one to even recognize you from, you know, you're like you have two separate lives almost, and no one recognizes you from the past life. But you think it's maybe because it was so important that some horrible person out there didn't want people to remember it? And now we have to find it so everybody remembers it again, and then you're gonna see how awesome it was?
A lot of question marks. So it's just hard to travel with a bunch of heroes. People good at things. People who do magnificent feats. And then be forgotten. Or not remembered at all. And to know that it wasn't just me, but also, like, my family. I don't even know anything. About where to find them, where to start. I mean, I can only imagine, you know, if my sister succumbed to God knows what in that grove. What's happening to my parents. I just think sometimes I'm just waiting for the 40 odd days to come up so we can just get to it, you know?
I get it. Though, I really hope that, you know, I don't think any of us in the group want you to give up. We would love to help however we can. If you can figure out how we can, I guess. But we want answers for you as much as you probably want answers. We'll get them, and if we have to talk to these fates to do it, if we have to really strong arm them to do it, we'll do it.
See how it goes. I have concern about Borghild in this space. Mostly just because one of them can literally cut the strings of their life. And, you know, while I barely know Borghild, I appreciate their gusto, and they have given me some good feedback as far as romance. So, that would be unfortunate, but also, you know, I feel like I should warn people, but also, I don't know that it would be heated. So, to some degree, I feel like we always end up just having to find out the hard way. That just kind of is how this group goes, right?
Yeah. We definitely work harder and not smarter. And, you know, sometimes there's something to be said for that.
True. What are you gonna name your dragon baby? I can only assume that it's going to hatch the same way everybody else's has been hatching.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Still in a weird spot, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to talk to it one day.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole other thing. Like, when? Like, how soon do I need to do that?
Right? Yeah. Like, you don't want to do it too young. You don't want to traumatize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parenthood sounds hard. Is that what this is called? Siring? Parenting? I don't know what the term is.
Raising?
Raising?
I feel like raising is the most neutral term.
All right. Rearing? Thank you. Trying to think of the word.
But yeah, if you guys want, you can just relax and small talk it out as the ship continues. Though at the end of your 2 and a bit day voyage, you hear calls for land being sighted ahead.
As those calls are happening, I would also like to say that Leah and Borghild might have had a moment to train together. And Borghild would have insisted on this because he can't seem to land a single fucking hit. Maybe once every 8 swings. So she's going to try to coach him on doing better. In a loving way. In a nurturing way.
Yes.
She's also very worried about you because you are supposedly the leader of the group and can't hit anything. That is a worry for her warrior heart.
Leader doesn't have to be the strongest, even though I do strive for that.
All right. Well, as the island comes into view. Out before you is a bleak, rocky place. Wind and rain, I will turn on in a second, batter your ship and the shore alike. Sparse vegetation interrupts the monotony of the gray stone, sea, and overcast sky. Rocky cliffs surround almost the entire coastline of the island, but there is a small bay where landfall might be possible. Apart from the occasional call of a seabird, the tumultuous waves are the only sound that reverberate through the area. Looks more like a rocky outcropping than an island, but a massive one at that.
Is there a protocol to this sort of thing?
Is that pointed towards Zephyra, I believe?
Jafar is going to look just as confused as everybody else. I don't know, but I'm happy to lead the way, I suppose. And she's just gonna attempt to, like, do the same thing and close her eyes to see if she can get, good old Granny to send her a map of where we're going.
You don't get anything this time.
Sure.
You find a spot where you can set down anchor and then take a boat ashore, but you imagine sailing right on through the land itself would be impossible, and you only have one spot to land. So set down over here. But I will note, as you get closer, looking up at one of the rocky outcroppings, you do see what appears to be a sort of lighthouse that has fallen into disrepair. It's high up there and would definitely take its own time to move about to. But that's really it, other than the imposing giant rock at the top there. R-O-C-K, not giant bird. You're good there. It's a whole other thing.
Unfortunately, Grandma didn't give me any directions. We are going to just have to kind of figure it out ourselves.
What would be considered best behavior here? Like, if we were to be on our best behavior, what would that look like in detail, please?
Here's the thing, is that they love a good bargain.
But no bargains.
I wouldn't suggest it unless you really feel compelled to. I'm not going to tell everybody how to live their lives. You guys are all adults. But they are, to some degree, I suppose, kind of evil. I also say that with a question mark, because, I'm not sure that everything I have gained from them has been evil, but they are not the greatest. They are in control of, or to some degree, manage fate and the things around fate. So there is one who is known for clipping the strings of life. I believe there is one who is also the spinner of those threads of life, connecting your life to others' lives and the world around you. And there is also a third that I believe, I can't remember, starts with a C, I think. Chrissy is forgetting all of the Fates lore. But there are three that really directly handle a lot of life and life-giving things. So, while I don't know what politeness will look like, we might not want to go in guns blazing unless we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I do believe they can cut things short quickly.
Basically, that's what they've told you, sure. They've been around for a long time. They deal with gods and titans and probably everything in between.
That's it. You got it, HP. So, Well, I don't necessarily know what they're requesting or why this is going to go. I say that because I'm not sure how any of it's going to happen. It could go very great, and we leave here, and things are easy. That's best case scenario.
But yeah.
I suppose it couldn't hurt for us to hope for the best case scenario.
True. Worst case scenario, you end up with a bunch of snakes on your head. Depends on what you prefer.
Would be cool as hell.
But hey, it looks good on you. Is it 38 days left?
Yes, currently
Okay,
there are 38
cool.
days remaining in the Oath of Peace.
Need to keep track of this.
Mm-hmm. Kind of important.
Just a little bit. All right, if Tefera says it's okay, then it's okay. And we charge on.
Heading towards the center here, I assume you're following the slot canyon sort of thing that's on here.
Slut canyon.
Yeah, especially when
Canyon of
you all
Fate.
are in there. Anyway, at the center, as you get closer, is an island. At the center of this island is a pit with a narrow path that winds down to the bottom. Even from here, the smell tells you that it is a fetid, shallow pool. Humanoid skeletons reach out from the pond in several places, and what you see is a larger cave ahead. And I'll put you over here. As I drag you all onto the map. Where...
This map?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this map.
Oh, this map.
I don't like this map.
So, you will have to bear with me a little bit because the folks did not. I couldn't quite get to a line in time, so you'll just have to imagine yourself snapping to grid.
It's fine.
But yeah. I guess the question is, who'd you bring?
Olbug, of course.
He's just the go-to no matter where we're going.
As
Because
a
Bullbug can hit. I even have that in my notes.
Jesus Christ.
Aren't we like not supposed to be hitting things?
Look,
Oh, no. We're not going to hit anything right now.
Then why are we bringing the
I really
heavy
don't
You
hitter?
have
know.
to carry a big stick, just in case.
Okay.
I
Okay, you know,
feel
that's
like it would be
solid logic.
good idea to bring someone a little bit more on the philosophical side of things.
I'm pretty philosophical.
yes.
We
I think about what I'm gonna eat.
We're going philosophical. We're going Nessa for sure, dude.
I mean, I suppose it couldn't hurt.
I'm chill.
And I left my dragon at home this time.
Okay.
I really don't think this is a full-on kind of visit.
Oof.
All right, dude. No worries, battle bro. Hold down the situation here.
I feel like Steros is just used to coming along now.
Yeah.
And
Already
just
in the boat.
auto
He's like
default.
actively just getting in the boat with you.
Yeah, just not even thinking
We're
about
too
it.
scared to stop him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's rude at this point.
We don't know how to tell him no in a way he understands.
So we just bring him along. I like that as our canon.
Yes, good. To meet the fates. Very interesting possibilities.
This is not a good idea.
I think this idea is brilliant. I'm gonna sit next to him in our boat as we go to shore. He's my buddy. He helped me fix my ow.
Very good.
Alton will be joining us. She'll probably just fly in overhead or just fly overhead for us.
Already on the map. But that being said, ahead of you, you see a number of cave entrances, though the largest, some appear to just be like little coves. These lower ones are coves, but the main one is guarded by a creature that possesses the upper half of a woman, the lower half of a lion, that is to say, like a centaur, but but with the lion parts, and the bow of someone who might shoot you if you step forward.
About to say this looks very much like home.
It is once that is far enough.
We're here to see the fates.
Many are, but speak your reasons.
He's gonna stare at Tefira.
Yeah, Bill turned her.
Yeah. I will drop my hood. We, as a group, need to ask them some questions.
Her head turns and follow me. And she turns, and you watch as that big rock that was between her gets up and moves about. As that shambling mound scurries moves aside.
Feed me.
And you also see a Medusa drop from her hiding spot in the nearby tree.
And often you see the ambush fall apart like
What the hell?
What the heck?
Ooh, I'm grateful we have Tefira here. Because, oh my god, that would have sucked.
We're with her.
I say that, like, under my breath while we're walking.
Give me a second. I gotta bring over some folks to another map. I think that's everybody. Cool. Here we go. The expansive cave smells strongly of rotten egg. You see ahead of you what appears to be heading further within, strange lights that glint and dance about. And in the distance you hear cackling.
that. Good cackling?
I'll head in just a few steps ahead, just to see. Tefera is going to move into the space. A little bit, just as kind of like as she's intentionally like announcing herself. She's not trying to surprise anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll. Oh, you do come in, dearie. Your granny would very much like to be seeing you. And the sound is coming from over here. I'm just putting the Lamia and the Medusa down, who will be walking you through over here. We can use like the rope system. How's visibility for everybody? Does anyone need to have lit a torch or something?
Yeah, I've lit a torch.
All right, give you.
Oh
some.
yeah, most of us like don't have dark vision actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sirens don't, the humans don't.
Hmm.
Is it just Tefera?
Well, hey, you have an elf.
Oh, right.
But yeah, making your way around, it looks like there may have once been great works here, but you are asked to follow down here to the right.
Oh,
Sorry,
those are
Tefera-
terrifying.
Heading that direction. And down ye old steps.
All right. Entering in, you see a large pit with bubbling yellow ichor in and around it. Swimming around are dozens of worm-like larvae with mortal faces. Elves, dwarves, humans. Scattered around the cave here are tools, as you see 3 hideous women. It's in the book, but I guess each their own. Standing here, this is not a temple spot, rather a large loom that they all work on. Which, just looking at the size of this thing, it's made clearly from some kind of bone of a large creature. And within, you are going to see Granny Morta, Decima, and Nonna. And, of course, she'll turn to you, singular eye. Oh, hello, my baby. Hello, and you brought so many good friends. It is so very good to be seeing you. Oh, but you look so thin. Perhaps Granny Morto can make you some food? Looking at the other two, Nona looks over each of you, and if any of you meet their eyes, you see she's clearly drooling and almost lightly gnashing her teeth. Where Decima will step more forward and look you all up and down, probably making eyes with, matching eyes with Leo and shooting him a wink. Come, dearie. Let Granny Nona Morta make something for you. Oh, I thought I gave you powers, but perhaps I've taken your ability to speak. Oh, a shame.
Really quickly, my sound keeps going in and out. So,
Oh, you're good.
I didn't catch that, but I didn't want to interrupt you because I saw your mouth moving. I'm sorry.
You're good. She's basically like, she wants to get you something to eat. She's greeting you. My sweet, sweet baby. And she'll like move, if you're wearing are you wearing your hood right now? Okay, she'll
No.
she'll reach out a hand and it's almost like tangles around or like touches around on the various snakes. Oh, such beautiful hair.
She will kind of like in a semi-defeated, like if you were looking at her, you can tell she is like, ugh, Jesus, like I don't even know what I'm doing here. And she's gonna move, she'll move to like take the bowl of food or take the whatever, just kind of as Tefera has always kind of just been in her life, like the daughter who does the things to make the family do well. Like she falls into that role fairly easy. So as, you know, this person is kind of just telling her to do things, she is falling very uncharacteristically into the, okay, I'll take the bowl of food and, like, let you, braid the snakes and, like, play with, you know what I mean? Like, she's just kind of falling into this, like, granddaughter space with this person that she knows is not remotely that.
Oh, well, you're fed was some kind of stew that smells terrible. Oh, but you have brought so many guests. Oh, he'll treat Granny Martha. Oh, Decima, is they not a delight to have so many no friends? Yes, yes, mother. Yes, indeed, and so many fine people. Nona adds nothing but a lick of the teeth.
I think some of us had some questions about what, why, any of what's going on right now.
Oh, questions. Oh, always so many questions. What can one do, I suppose, my dear daughters? Immortal lives are so short. And always so uncertain. You may ask us a question. We could read your fate if you wish. We know what troubles your mind, of course.
Comment she's gonna, like, fluster a little bit, and she'll, 1 second, and turn to the group. Well, what are we here to ask them? What do we need help with? What do we need clarity on? Because I feel like the favor could go very badly very quickly. And I'm trying to say this in as hushed of a tone as possible.
You're huddling and they're huddling.
Yeah. These are the people who weave fate, so we could ask whatever you guys need.
I mean, any tips for how to slay the Titans would be welcome.
We could impart some power to you, but that is a bit more than perhaps we'd be willing to do for free. We could let you know things, though, set you on paths.
More of what I had in mind, anyway.
Very good.
As much a shortcut to slaying them as just being somewhat comfortable that we're prepared when we face them.
Oh, but you're already fated to defeat them, are you not? By that little spindly, fishy thing. What was her name? You call her the Oracle? Nona spits. Nona manners. At least put it into this stew.
So information there would be helpful.
You already know everything you need to know. Your battle will come and go. You will win. Is this not enough?
Well, we have the destination, but we don't necessarily have the rest of the roadmap, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see. Want Granny Martha to make it very easy for you because it's scary. Oh, don't they all look so scared, so shaking about in their little sandals? Granny Martha has seen many possibilities. But maybe touching around too much makes things harder. Maybe telling you is bad. Maybe Granny Martha wants to make, for that kind of information, Granny Martha would want a service.
What kind of service would you guys need? You already know what's gonna happen.
Oh, there's so much we need. Things we cannot do, for we are bound, or rather just prefer to stay here. You could bring us a nymph within a week's time.
Why?
Oh, because they are very delicious. As long as you bring it to us alive.
Above the table, I just have the "that's a human person" from Bill words in my head.
I don't know if this was a good idea.
Oh, hush. You are so full of questions, and we can answer questions, but that particular thing you wish to know, it is too much for free, you see. Granny Martha running business, not charity.
Okay, again, above table. I'm only like 20% sure what we're supposed to be asking him here.
If you would sit for a reading, then perhaps we might reveal things to you. At the very least, a precious one in your hand again, like coils a singular snake, like someone would coil a like a bit of pasta. Would that be okay to you, my darling? Because we know you have a question. We know how you suffer. And Granny Martha could not bear to see you do it anymore.
You will see her eyes kind of just glaze over, and she will walk with the fate, with Granny.
Granny, yes, good. Come to the loom, and we will work on something for you. Now ask your question. The one you really want to know.
Why did this happen to me?
Because you are going to break the power of death, my dear. Or at least that is what was foretold. And, well, a certain purveyor of death did not take much liking to this. So she started cutting at your family tree. Yes, oh, terrible, the screams. Oh, and she pulls a thread on the loom, which, getting closer now, you see is everything you guys have been doing up until walking into this cave. And, well, shall we say the certain goddess of a golden dawn intervened before Lutheria could, cut your beautiful life too short. All of the memories of your entire existence was gone. Flesh, except for ours. Oh, because Granny Martha cares about you so much, you see. Lutheria went away and did not matter, and why you came to us. And, well, you probably want to get your family souls free, because they are not moving on right now, let me tell you. Quite a bit of torment, wouldn't you say, Decima? Yes, mother. Very much they are in pain. very much they will continue to suffer until you fulfill what you are born to do. Any add-ons? Any other response to that, or?
She's blazing with fury. And I would imagine probably vibrating.
Oh, we have set the little girl off. Oh, sweet thing. But let me tell you, your family's suffering will come to an end when you shatter the scythe of Thylea. That is all you need to do. She keeps it very close to her, though. So you will need to be tricky or powerful. But the very least important.
Any tips?
Don't die.
Yeah.
Maintain yourself and who you are. Do not let madness consume you. And sharpen your edges. There is much blood to be spilled, and we cannot have you bumbling around like a blunt tool. Be firm in what you must do. Now, you have your... They want to know what might happen to them next. Or questions about who they are and where they have come from, where certain family members may be.
Defera will glance at the rest of the group. Can I attempt to say something to her under my breath?
You're far away enough, certainly. If you look like you want to say something, Granny Marta will lean in.
She will ask where to locate a nymph.
Oh, there are many places, but we think the closest might be on your very travels. There is a princess of sorts, more of a small ruler's daughter who would potentially find her way into your party. She would be very delectable. Send her to us alive. They'd poke your nose at that. And we will see it that your party has what they need. We'll even deliver this gift ourselves.
She will just kind of gesture up to the loom for whoever else feels they want to ask them any questions.
I'll go up and ask a question.
Thurnes will take 3 steps backwards.
Ah, the brave dragon slayer. You have come to us with your threat almost run out. At least the interesting parts to us.
Oh, I think that was
What do you wish to know? Yeah.
interesting introduction there.
Oh, I am so sorry. Granny Marta feels terrible. Tell them how bad I feel, Nonna. Oh, very comforting words from Nonna.
Mm,
A wordsmith of our age. Or perhaps
Definitely.
that is you.
I don't know. I struggle to be that succinct.
Well, there are many lessons Granny could teach you. What is your question, little one?
Why is it that we currently have a follower of Lutheria that claims that Lutheria wants to have a conversation with us.
Because he wants to take you to Lutheria.
Because
Didn't he already tell you? Or are you saying you secretly do not trust the person under your power?
I don't think it's that much of a secret.
There could be, if you bring him to Lutheria, there could be peace. A new oath or a new understanding.
Did we hear any of the conversation that Defera just had with them?
You would have seen Granny Morta lean down and listen, but I guess that would be a perception check with good bit of difficulty because everything
it's
is
like not even like the nymph part, just the I needed to shatter the scythe of Lutheria.
Oh
part.
yeah, they didn't say that part quietly. That was
Okay.
projecting in their best hag prophetic voice thing.
Okay, then yeah, no. So given that information, do you not find it strange that we're just being invited? Is this out of some ulterior motive, or does she actually believe we could take her? Or is that one of the thousands of possibilities that you see per day?
Are you concerned that your opponent is making a mistake in your benefit?
I don't know anything. That's why I'm asking you.
It is very nice to hear mortals admit the truth sometimes. Lutheria is, and always will be, a titan of death and dreams and madness and many things. She has sat for too long next to that oblivion, I think. What she does is hard to read. Sometimes she gives us gifts, but they are always for other purposes.
Sad.
Yes, but it is very fun to play about with, and they'll motion over towards the pool where you can see in the center of that hand appears to be another egg.
Oh my god.
Yes, well, as for what you will do with Lutheria when you get there, oh, perhaps you could convince her to hand over the site as part of the agreement. Perhaps there will be no agreement. But is a hand not offered in friendship the best way to pull one in for this knife of a dagger?
And that's part of what I'm worried about.
Well, worrying is one thing. We suggest you worry greatly. If you go about this too lackadaisically, that dragon may be the last thing of import you kill. And Nona was very excited with how well you did in that fight. Nona's actively drooling now, looking at you. You can almost see the images of bride siren wings. Is that all? Or do you want a little bit more? For a price, of course. We could bring back at least one of your family members, maybe? We could tell you of the sea. Already it seems that you all want us to make you more powerful.
Almost every single one of those sentences makes Thranos take a step.
We could also forge something for you on the loom.
And what would any of those cost?
Well, it depends what you're willing to give, but more so if you as a group can come to a decision as to what one thing you want. We are not here to be your office workers working every single day towards what you want and can do. One favor for one favor. Told you a price, but it is you all to decide on the reward, I suppose.
Really helpful, something to keep in mind, though I think I'd have to think on it a little bit more. You guys aren't going anywhere, right?
You're always available, should you need us. Here, of course. We only take house calls.
Thurnos will take a couple kind of cautious steps forward. Can you show where a thread was cut?
Where a thread was cut? We don't suppose this has anything to do with your mother?
You can show that, can't you?
Do you want to know? We will tell you freely, because we think your face will be very interesting to look at when we tell you.
She flew into the storm before.
And she did not return. No, 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 no.
It wasn't the first time. She mocked the storms. Why this one?
Sidon is tempestuous. Makes bold and rash decisions. Gets angry. That's something I'm sure you're totally unfamiliar with. But then again, everything you know about your father was wrong. Why should your mother be any different?
What do you mean by that?
I think you know what we mean. You keep looking for cut threads, and yet you're still pulling at string.
Show me. What happened?
Did you not already know that those who are rumored to be in favor of a certain god often suffer a terrible fate? That perhaps a certain jealous lover could be misconstrued? And even lied to? Now, who would do such a thing? Well, hard to say, but if you are looking for someone of that description, we think you already know this. And we think you already know where your mother may be. Alive or dead.
There will be these sparks that start to arc around Thurnos' eyes. Show me Hexia.
You already know where Hexia lies.
I want to see with my own eyes before I ask them.
Very well. And they all kind of stand and throw up what seems to be a puff of smoke up from nowhere that materializes into the image of a large, imposing green dragon. I personally did not know what I forever saw in her, but I guess not all of us are up to the standard of beauty that I hold for myself and my daughters.
And Thurnos will just be scanning the image frantically for any.
Anything in particular? Because you can definitely see a imposing green dragon. Second, I can get a probably better description here. Yeah. But she is, I mean, 4 legs, 2 wings, giant tail, spewing poison and venom, 2 horns.
You're talking in circles. You're telling me I know exactly what threads I'm pulling. You're telling me I know exactly what I'm going to find. Show me.
You see what appears to be a lair of sorts, a beautiful grove surrounded by crystal clear ponds, which is fed by a single waterfall. The trees decorated with the bones of elves, animals, sirens, harpies, arranged all into flower-like shapes, along with several frozen stone statues, in all appearing in abject horror. And you also see, certainly looks to be, a statue of your mother.
There will be a bolt of lightning that shoots through the misty image.
Okay, again, you'll hear a hard bow pull behind you, and no, it is just... Go on.
Is she petrified?
Occasionally. Every night she must tell a new story. So you see, she is being cared for. We are surprised she stayed alive this long. I grew bored around the 500th tale.
Renos will just collapse, because that's the siren reaction.
I didn't leave that spot, so I'll like try to catch.
And I think as we leave Threnos collapsing under this new knowledge, as those in our party deal with the possibility of committing an act so vile it might stain the reputation of the entire new Order of the Dragonlords, as it generally just smells real bad here. And another dragon egg is apparently sitting right there in view, for those who get close enough, that is. That is where we're going to end for the session. Thank you all so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. Join us next time as we finish out this encounter here and figure out if there's going to be some harsher words exchanged, or this is a simple goodbye and see you later. So I'm very interested to hear some people's sells on certain options they've chosen to go for, and super excited for you all to join us next time. But before we do a full good night, I want to give my players a chance to tell you who they are, who they're playing tonight, and where you can find more of the exceptional work they put out into the world, starting, of course, with the beginner of all things, Comrade Crash.
Hey, Comrade Crash. I played Leo Dracos, the Human Paladin, Oath of the Dragonlord. And you can find me here every other week. Let's pass it on to Chrissy.
Hello, I'm Chrissy Crits. All I really have to say is, Turk, how fucking dare you?
How dare
True.
I for what? Because I'm getting accused of a lot of things in chat.
All of it.
Look, I told you, like, maybe like 10 episodes in this whole thing, maybe even earlier. I probably even did this in our session 0. I said there's going to be a moment where you are probably going to feel a little lost and like, what the hell's going on? And you're going to have a conversation with somebody and it's going to turn you into a fucking arrow. And surprise! I don't know what I'm doing. I feel lost. Oh, wow, that's really convenient. That's all the book. So, yeah. What exactly? Okay.
Listening. On that note.
Yeah.
No, this was great. I'm Chrissy Crits. You can find me all over the internet at Chrissy Crits, doing all sorts of different things. You can find me here, rotating Mondays. You can find me on rotating Thursdays, sometimes over at Crits and Giggles, playing All Hail the Queen with Corndog and Heck. Also on rotating Fridays. You'll see me over on Christopia's channel, playing The Reclaimer Season 2. That's where you'll find me. Also talking shit on the internet, anywhere at Chrissy Crits. Mostly it's about the government. That's all. Heck, you're up.
Alright, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. I'm here. I'm on your screen. And I played Calliope, the Dragon Slayer, which is wild. One of the emotionally packed session. Everything's fine. We're all good. Everything's fine. You can find me all over the internet at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, I guess Twitter's as long as supplies last, etc., etc. Just find me as the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wander a lot, wear a lot of hats, do a lot of things, and it's only gotten more hectic since I started my clinical rotation year of vet school. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I talk about that on my socials a lot too. So it's neat stuff sometimes. Other times I can't talk about it because it's gross. Like me on this rotation. I'm on autopsy and no one wants to hear about that. Yeah, at least the preview into where I'm going to be around the TTRPG space next. You can find myself and Corndog over on Enchanting Sorcery, playing Into the Old Margrave every other Tuesday. It's an Into the Woods style 5e campaign. It's a great time. We've been incredibly chaotic these last couple episodes, and I don't think that's going to change. On Wednesdays, you can find me over on Lantern Light Adventures, playing in Old Gods of Appalachia, which I think we have maybe an episode or 2 left. It's, we're getting down to the wire here, and I'm certain the consequences of our actions won't come back to bite us. It'll be fine. And then every other Friday, find myself and HP back here for Rime of the Frost Maiden. Not this Friday, but next Friday. At least for this. It's a great time, and I'll let him talk about that more. So HP.
Hi, I'm the last hit point hero, and tonight I played Thrynos, the Siren Sorcerer, who walks the path of the Hexia Hunter. Yeah.
We got 2 Dragon Slayers now, let's go.
Yeah, game-wise, yes. If you want to see me cackling like a mad DM, watch the end of the VOD of the last Cold Hands Warm Heart session, because I won't say who it was, but I did get a player to knock on a mimic in its hidden form, so that was a blast.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, also, some very peacefully pacified Nothics were inspired by their love of toes and knees to attack the party. So, you know who you are and what you did.
We got a thumb! Clip it!
I got a thumb out of that! Anyway,
Big day.
yes,
It's a big day.
that's what we're getting back to 2 Fridays from this upcoming one. Other than that, there's not much else going on for me. Time to send it over to the Lord of Nothix.
It's me. I'm Tony. Played Eliana. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and then I won't be because I'm gonna go hang out in Deutschland for a week. So I will be enjoying that time, and then I'll be back for what, end of September? Yeah, the 30th. So that's it from me. Dog.
It's me, Quenda, Christian Heck. I've already talked about the things I'll be in. Okay, over to you, Turk.
Yeah, I am Turk or Turk Accented. I have the honor and privilege of being your GM for the evening. If you want to see more of what I do, then you can keep it locked here on Neon Lights Roleplay, where tomorrow I'll be running more of Fading Chronicle, our sequel, Lancer sequel series to the award-nominated The Frozen Rain. It's been a lot of fun there. Just starting up, so if you haven't got a chance to join us just yet, it's totally fine. That all being said, on Wednesday, I will be here for what is potentially the finale of Wrath and Glory. Of By His Shadowed Peace, our Wrath and Glory game here on Neon Lights. And then in the future, I will be over on kind of bouncing between Lost Caravan, where I also am going to be playing in Nova next Wednesday. But then for all the following Tuesdays after Tears of Divinity, I will be here playing A Good Death, which is a Kingdoms of Warfare 5e campaign. We're going to episode 3, and already it's been so fun. We have a lot of really talented people putting a lot of work there, and I get to also be up on stage. And I go last, and no one can tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, that all being said, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you to my players who are continuing to be excellent. Make sure you support them because they are incredible. Brought the fucking heat. Anyway, remember, friends, 1, stick around because we're probably going to throw a raid. 2, that no one is without purpose in this life, though. Sometimes it's to be a good person, and sometimes to kill gods. So embrace either of those. Do both. And that even the gods bound by oaths and prophecy. Thank you all so much. We will see you next time, potentially without our Tony. And good night. Michelle, take us out.